ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe for things.
Means I need to do another cleanup video. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Transformers action figure review on the Transformers Bumblebee movies Target exclusive Soundwave and Doom box. If you're trying to pick this up, you can get it at Target. I just said it's a Target exclusive. I just found this on the shelf yesterday at Target while I was shopping for some baby formula, and I thought to myself, oh no, sorry baby, you have to go hungry. I need to buy this right here. No, I bought both. Anyway, this looks really cool. I love the packaging that we're seeing right here. I'm very excited for Soundwave in this Bumblebee movie. That clip of Soundwave looked awesome. Anyway, on the side right here, you could see the woofers and everything, and then on the very back, you can see the product shots right here. You get 3 different modes. There's a fun read-up over here by Bumblebee himself. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. Like how it says Bumblebee Greatest Hits, and right there, we get Bumblebee playing a flying triangle guitar. And then I like how you can see the handle for the boombox right over here sticking out of the packaging. I think that's really cool. And then you get your record and play and, you know, rewind, forward, and stop and pause buttons right there, and you have your dials and everything, and not much going on at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Soundwave out of the packaging in his boombox mode, which is pretty cool. You know, I like this change. You know, he was a Walkman before in his G1 form, but now he's a boombox. Before he was a satellite, right, in the Bayformer universe, right? Or I guess it's still part of the Bayformer universe. They're connected, aren't they? But anyway, looking at him in boombox mode, it looks pretty cool. If we get a blaster in the movie, I don't know what he's going to transform into. Maybe a Walkman, who knows? But anyway, I really like that we get the weapon storage on the back right there. That's pretty awesome, and we get some pretty cool looking details throughout on this thing. So let's get a closer look. Now, I love how this figure looks, but I did notice some differences between how this figure came out compared to the design of Soundwave from the Bumblebee trailer. But I like how this came out right over here. This is awesome. I'm really digging that, and this does have that whole nostalgia feeling with it. You know, especially I think this is all the EQ stuff right over here. I don't know. I think so, if I remember correctly. But I really like the silver paint apps that we're seeing throughout, so it looks pretty clean. It looks like a power button right there. You can see the play, and I guess one of those is record and stop, and then, you know, forward and rewind. And same kind of deal right over here. Now these are all the different radio stations, so this is how it used to be. You know, you actually had to have a dial, or there used to be a slider that would go up and down right there. So there's all your different options, your radio frequencies. And then here's looking at the top of it. I love that we get the handle right here. I thought that was great. And here's looking at the side, and you get, I don't know, kind of like some fake dials. That's not really part of this mode. It's more for the battle station mode or the city mode. But yeah, zooming out, looking at the back of it, there is weapon storage, so I like that. You can get the shoulder cannon ported on here and everything, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, you get the port that sticks out right there. That just plugs in very easily, and then you have this one port on this side, which, you know, to me made it seem like it's supposed to just plug in right there. Now, as far as the headmaster, he doesn't really fit anywhere on the figure in boombox mode, so I just snuck him inside right here. So I just threw him in there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out right there. And he does have, you know, his feet ported into a couple little pegs in there, so it's not just, you know, loose in there. He wasn't rattling around on me or anything like that. And then we have the functionality where we have the little button right here, and bam! So we don't get a laser beak, or we don't get a Ravage or anything, but we get this little thingy right here. So I guess this is the most disappointing part of the whole piece, even though I kind of like this thing. But yeah, this comes out right over here, and it's, I don't know, kind of like a little transport thingy for Doom, you know, so you could just take the little Doom figure, and then you could, you know, plop his butt on the inside of this thing, and there he goes, and he could sit right there if you want him to. So that's kind of neat, and this looks pretty neat. I like the little details that we're seeing right in here. We get some black paint and everything, so I don't know. This is supposed to be, I guess, more like a modern version of a listening device, like a Zoomer or something, or I don't know. But really, really irritates me though is I wish that the Doom figure could, you know, get ported inside here somehow. I tried getting getting him in here like this, and then try to, you know, putting this inside right here, and it wouldn't work. The faceplate just gets in the way. And I tried porting him in on this side too, and it didn't work out. So yeah, that's why I have to use that space right here. But you know, overall, this isn't too bad. I'd prefer it to be. I hope there's a way I could take the other characters, because I saw some of the cassette characters in a separation figure set. I think it had like 3 of them or something, and they seemed like they're about this shape. So I think you can take other pieces and go ahead and put them in here. I wish I had picked those up because I didn't realize that those were going to be able to go in here. Yeah, so I just want to get a closer look at the Doom figure, which basically looks like a little Soundwave, you know, and they gave him the little yellow eyes right there. And yeah, it looks like Soundwave, doesn't it? I mean, look at even the shins and everything. So very G1 Soundwave looking piece right there. And of course, you can move the arms forward and you can move the legs up, and that's really about it. You can move them back too. I didn't want to forget to get a closer look at the details on the weapons too. The shoulder cannon looks really good. I like the little touches of red right there. And then the blaster looks pretty awesome too. I do like that blaster. Not too bad. And to measure out this Soundwave figure, you can see that it's at about 8.5 inches across right here. And then up to the handle, it's standing a little over 4.5 inches. But to the top of, you know, the speaker right here, it's just a little over 3 inches. And then for a comparison, we have our new Bumblebee movie Soundwave figure next to the G1 Soundwave Walkman mode, and you can see the similarities over here. I think they did a great job, even keeping the silver on the sides right there. I think that is really nifty. And another thing that kind of trips me out a little bit is that there's a whole ton of people out there that didn't grow up with either of these things around. It's just, I don't know what, I can't understand. And then here's the new Soundwave figure next to the Human Alliance Soundwave figure. Thank you so much, Alfonso. I still love this figure right here. And then here's Soundwave next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Now we get 3 modes for this figure, and I'm going to show off the city mode first, so he takes away Bumblebee. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is remove the weapons. So we have his blaster right here on the back, and then the shoulder cannon. I'm going to put that off right there. And then we have the faux cassette that we're going to take off and put that aside right over here. I guess we could leave that open, but I'm going to just close it so it's not as sloppy when I'm opening things up and moving things around. As I just kind of sloppily just pull these flaps down, they just tab in right over here, so you can see right there. And then you have these little, I don't know, these little runway pieces or driving way pieces right there. And then we're going to, you can see the Doom box inside. And then we're going to rotate these shoulders so that the screws are facing us, and then move this all the way up and rotate the shoulder and move this all the way up. And then we're just going to bend these back a little bit so that these pegs right here, these tiny little pegs that are sticking up, are going to be facing upward, because we want to be able to put Doombox on that if we want to, or any other headmaster. And then you can move these little cannons forward like so, and then we have the feet that we're going to move out to the side along with Doombox. We can just take him off and put him aside right over there, and then swing these out so you can see the double hinge. And then this is going to flip up, and we're going to do the same thing on this side, double hinge this out and flip that up right over there. And we're gonna hit this button again and then flip this up and flip that up, and then take this piece right here, flip it around that way so it connects right there. And then following the directions, you can see that we could put the shoulder cannon right here. There's some other places where you could put the weapons, but I'm just gonna go ahead and follow the directions. And then there's also a port inside right here for his blaster, and then we could take Doombox and just put him anywhere we want. Let's say right up here. And now we have Soundwave in his city mode, and this is pretty cool. You know, I just didn't really expect this. At first I didn't really think this was totally necessary, but I don't know, it's kind of fun, man. I like having the city mode, especially having the headmaster and everything. It really does make a lot of sense, and it doesn't look too bad at all. So let's get a closer look. So if you didn't already notice, I moved Doombox right down over here, and I like this whole targeting system thing that they have going on. I think that's pretty neat. So he has his kind of blaster control center thing going on right there. I think that's really nifty. I dig that. And I like how the inside of this looks right here. You know, we get this nice clean looking silver paint. This little runway piece looks really good. And we have all kinds of etched out details throughout on the inside of this thing. So that's cool. I like how this side is not the exact same as this over here. So that's pretty nifty. I like how they've added even little details like around the knee joints and everything, so that his city mode looks pretty cool. I don't like having the screws facing towards us, but it's not a big deal. Looking up top right here, I think this is pretty nifty too. So you get different guns on each side. This one has 3, this one has 2, and you can move these up and down as you'd like. So that's pretty nifty. I gotta say, I dig that. Coming around, looking at the back, you know, not a whole lot to really see, but Doesn't look too bad. But yeah, it's a pretty fun city mode. And you get some display options too. Now this shoulder cannon, I feel like this can only really be ported right here. This is the only place where you have that kind of peg sticking up for the shoulder cannon. But the blaster can be placed in a couple of different places. You could put it right over here, or you could put it on the other side right all the way over there. Or you could put it up top right up here too if you wanted to do that. That looks pretty nifty up there, you know, I like that. That's not too bad. Or on the other side of the faux cassette thingy, you know, so you could do that. And then with Doombox, you could port them up here up top, as I mentioned earlier. You could port them right over here. You get a couple little ports right there, so that's pretty nifty. And then I thought there was a little, oh yeah, there is a little peg right down here, so if you want him manning the cannon, the shoulder cannon, you could do that. And come on, port in there. There he goes. So he's just like a little off, but still, that's kind of neat that you can do that right there. I don't think I'm missing any of the other ports. Well, there's a little port right over here, so if you want to sneak him in there, but he's kind of too tall for that, so yeah, that's fine. Again, my favorite spot for him is right up here. All right, so now let's get him into his robot mode. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and remove the pieces, remove the doom box, and then remove the shoulder cannon and all that. I'm gonna flip these up right here and then take this off. I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and put this inside right there, then flip this piece down, flip that down, then close all of that up. And now we can just take these pieces right here. I'm going to leave those out. I'm going to leave the feet separated. I'm going to close these in. You want to make sure that this lines up with this port right over here. So you have that first hole that's going to line up with the port, and it's not lined. There it is. Now it's lined up. So you want to go ahead and wrap that in. Whoop, knocked over G1 Soundwave. And then you're going to flip this piece up right here, and then move the leg downward. And before we close all that up, you want to go ahead and move that foot out of the way and swing this out. So you can see that we have a hinge right there. And then this tab is going to go into that port like so. Make sure this is all in place once again. And this whole thing's going to collapse on itself. And we're going to push this inward like so. So that's cool. Then you have this little tab right here, and we're going to get that front of the foot sticking out right there. And then now we have one leg. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Get this all swung out, and then leave that foot out of there. Swing this in, make sure it lines up with that port, and then get this all together like so, and then swing this out for the foot. And now we have, rotate that around, and now we have two legs. Awesome. And don't forget, you want to make sure that this is ported in correctly right down there. And then you get these little slots right there for these two pieces. That's going to help straighten out the legs. I'm looking at the top half of the figure. You just want to rotate the arms, then move this outward, and then rotate that down. And then you have the fist on the inside, and you have the fist on the inside right there. And then you're just going to flip this back, and we can get the shoulder cannon right there on the shoulder. And it ports very easily, so that's pretty cool. I guess that's another spot where you could put it when it's in city mode. I guess I didn't mention that earlier. And then you can give him this blaster right there, and then we just kind of fold up Doom, put the arms down, fold the legs back, port the, oh wait, we gotta flip this piece back right over here, and then port the head on, and then make sure that we flip up the top of his head. So you're gonna fling this all the way around, port that on top, close that up, and now we have Soundwave in his robot mode. And this is awesome. I really like this robot mode a lot. It's big and bulky and very Soundwave, as his original design was pretty blocky back then. And I really like how this robot mode looks very, very much. So let's get a closer look. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the design of this figure doesn't perfectly represent the look of Soundwave from what we'd seen in the Bumblebee movie trailer, but I still think this is pretty awesome. They went with G1 yellow for that visor, and you know, I prefer red for the visor on Soundwave, but I can see where they're coming from with the yellow. So I mostly do like that head sculpt. I think it looks pretty cool. Nice bright silver right there. You know, of course the back of it's going to look all weird because, you know, headmaster and everything. And there's the shoulder cannon once again. Then here's looking at the front where, you know, you could insert the discs or whatever, or the cassettes. The shoulders look pretty good. We get some gunmetal gray right there. I do feel like the arms are a little on the stumpy side. I don't know. I feel like they're a little on the short side. Nice clean red paint right there for the stripes. I dig that. And then you get the legs right there. You can see tiny little bits of marbling in the plastic, but it's very subtle. And I really like how the shins came out right over here too. This really reminds me of G1 Soundwave quite a bit. I like that. Then here's looking at the feet. If you want to, you could flip this out, I guess, but it's not really going to give that much support. It's very, loose right over here. I thought about kind of leaving this out for heel support, but I'm just going to leave it like that. It's fine the way it is. So, yeah, pretty nifty looking robot mode on the back. You can clearly see the speakers right there from the boombox mode. Then there's your Soundwave butt, and you still get that storage right there for the weapons and everything if you want to continue doing that. We get pretty good articulation on this guy. You cannot move his head up due to the headmaster function. Well, unless you want to remove it completely, then you could do that, I guess, but that looks really weird. You just mostly get a side-to-side motion. The shoulders do move outward, and you can move them down, rotate 360. You get an elbow swivel right there, and he bends 90 degrees at the elbow, and then the wrists don't churn or anything. They can just fold in due to transformation. No waist swivel. You can't move these flaps up and down. You can move the hips outward pretty far, and he will kick forward that much, back that much. Thigh cut right there, 90-degree bend at the knee, and then his ankles can move down a tiny bit. They do move up a little bit more so. No rotation, but we do get good ankle pivot right there, so that's pretty sweet. And we get toe articulation that moves downward, but that doesn't really count. That's just due to transformation. We get some decent height on this Soundwave figure. You can see that he's standing just a little over 9 inches tall, and I did not expect this new figure to be actually taller than the Masterpiece. They're about the same height. Nope, this one's a little taller. And then here's Soundwave next to the only other Bumblebee movie figure that I have. We have the deluxe class Bumblebee right there, and I don't think these two are fitting into the same scale, or I don't think they're going to scale like this in the movie. I don't know, that's some crazy mass shifting right over there if they did, but I don't know. How tall would you expect Soundwave to be next to Bumblebee right here? Like something like that, right? I don't know. Or it could be this. Who knows? And then here's Soundwave next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Ooh, cool Soundwave. Yeah, hey, play us some tunes, man. Let's hear it. All right, yeah, I dig it. Yeah, this is the best song. Ow! I gotta thank you guys for watching my video. I really do appreciate it, especially when you guys watch these longer videos all the way from the beginning to the end. It really does mean a lot to me. And it also means a lot if you hit that like button if you like the video. Please leave a comment down below. Please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you have not already. And I also have to give a special big thanks to all the patrons out there that help out this YouTube channel and support me at the highest level. If you're interested in the giveaways, please check it out. Link in the description below. I really like this Soundwave figure a lot. I know there's this kind of kid toy factor to it, and it's a triple changer, which is a little bit weird. It seems like there's going to be a lot of triple changers in the Bumblebee movie. I don't really know for certain yet, but yeah, it's kind of a kid's toy, but at the same time, it hits that nostalgia spot. I like the transformations. I like the designs for all three modes, so I'm very happy with this piece, and I gotta give it a SUD rating of... I love it! And I'd like to know what kind of rating you would give this. Yeah, try to use the SUD rating system too in your comment section down below. If you want to stay in touch with me on the social media, please go ahead and check me out on the Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. I have links to everything in the description below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,